Welcome back to the Afterlife discussion. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that a lot of people have gone through: depression and anxiety. I want to talk about depression and anxiety in the way that I actually understand them, based off of research and even my own experiences. Okay. Now, in my opinion, there's two main depression types. You have situational depression and you have clinical depression. Okay. And from my research, clinical and situational depression, more often than not, they have the same causes. When it comes to personality traits, the causes are more often than not low self-esteem, pessimism, dependence, being easily overwhelmed by stress. Another cause is a history of trauma, childhood abuse, childhood trauma, adverse life events. And there are ways that these causes can be fixed so that the person experiencing these causes do not linger in their depression and anxiety. For childhood trauma, childhood abuse in general, and life events, I've said this many times before, but I will say it again. Meditation is a wonderful tool, particularly mindfulness-based meditation. It is a really effective evidence-based tool for healing childhood abuse and trauma. And it is often integrated into therapeutic plans to manage PTSD, anxiety, and emotional regulation. It works by physically reshaping the brain, strengthening the prefrontal cortex, and reducing amygdala reactivity. And it does all this while helping those victims of those causes reconnect in a safe and controlled way. Meditation also helps to heal trauma by when a person goes through trauma, when they go through horrible life events, when they go through abuse, their nervous system, it becomes chaotic. And so regular meditation reduces that. Regular meditation, it calms the nervous system and it reduces the stress. Meditation also helps to reconnect with the spiritual self that is inside of the body. Connecting with the spiritual self in a calm, stress-free way. The mindfulness of the meditation helps address the relational insecure attachment styles stemming from abuse by training the brain to respond differently to emotional triggers. So meditation is a very good tool when dealing with the causes of clinical and situational depression, with the causes being childhood abuse, childhood trauma or trauma in general, and adverse life events. There are meditations that you can do on your own, and then there are meditations that you can do with a therapist who can guide you through a series of meditations that helps to heal you from that abuse, from that trauma, from those life events. For those who have depression and anxiety from PTSD or even eating disorders, the same things apply. Meditation, mindfulness-based stress reduction, and transcendental meditation. That helps heal anxiety and PTSD by reducing amygdala activity, regulating the nervous system, and lowering stress responses. Researchers shown that it can be as effective as traditional therapies. Meditation, it can significantly reduce PTSD symptoms. It improves sleep and it enhances emotional regulation. Now, I am one that can absolutely attest to this. I have been in a lot of stressful situations, and when I get in those situations, I go into deep meditation, and I mean hours of deep meditation. And when I come out of that meditation, the stress is gone and my anxiety is gone, and I feel calmer, and it does even help me sleep at night. So, meditation is a great tool for anxiety and PTSD. And again, if you cannot get with a therapist and go through meditation therapy with a therapist, you can, find a lot of self-guided meditation techniques that you can use and use them frequently to help you through it. It absolutely does work. And meditation can rewire neural pathways that have been affected by trauma. It also improves emotional regulation, as I have said. There are techniques like loving kindness and grounding, which assist in managing overwhelming emotions and reducing flashbacks. Um, Meditation also helps to lower blood pressure, and it reverses the impact of chronic stress. And again, you have to go online and search for the meditation techniques that you can find if you can't get to a therapist. Sometimes you're going to have to pay on different sites. Now, this is something you may have to pay for. There are those who have techniques that you can buy tapes of. And that is something where your money is being well spent, especially if you want to overcome that anxiety and that trauma that has led to anxiety and depression. So you may have to pay for it. That is something I would recommend doing, because it can heal you from that trauma, which has caused that anxiety and which has caused that depression. And again, the different meditation techniques for healing are mindful based stress reduction meditations, abbreviated as MBSRM, and that focuses on present moment awareness, which can help in accepting and processing traumatic memories. You also have transcendental meditation, which is you using mantras to create deep rest, which has been actually proven effective for treating PTSD, particularly in even military veterans. Loving kindness meditation, which has been shown in studies to be as effective as cognitive processing therapy for PTSD. So, these are the 3 meditation techniques I would be looking into if I were a person suffering through childhood trauma or adult trauma, childhood abuse, adult abuse, or any type of PTSD or life events that have been traumatizing. These meditation techniques, again, searching. If you can't get to using these techniques by way of a therapist, search online. And again, you may have to pay to get tapes that are bringing forth these techniques. But again, your money is being well spent, because once you heal from these traumas, which is causing the depression and anxiety, that is you bringing your frequency up to where it should be, so that you are spiritually healthy. And on top of all of that, the Archons aren't feeding off of you. Okay? Other factors that can cause depression and anxiety are Environmental and life factors. Stressful life events like a loss of a job, loss of a loved one, financial problems, or relationship difficulties. Well, I'm going to start with the loss of a loved one. As I have said many times before, we're all going to physically die one day. And if you know about the true spiritual aspects of the afterlife, you know about pleroma, you know about how that realm is, you know that when your loved one passes away, if they did not pass away with gnosis, and you know they're going to be reincarnated, yes, you're going to feel that loss, and you should allow yourself to feel that loss, but then you should heal and recover from the fact of knowing that when I get to pleroma, I can be with them again. It might not be in the exact way that I want it, but it will be in a way where I can see them again. I can hug them again. I can touch them again. I can live in this eternal realm with them again. Okay, so it's not like completely, permanently goodbye. If your loved one has passed over with gnosis, then you, of course, you're going to feel that grief because for the time being that you are still here in this realm, they're not here with you. But you know that there's going to come a day when you're going to cross over. And because they had gnosis and you know where they are, which is pleroma, you know you're going to see them again. So you allow yourself to feel that grief, but you find comfort, you find healing in the fact that I'm going to see them again because they crossed over with gnosis, which means I know where they are, and where they are, I will soon one of these days be as well. So it's not goodbye, it's just see you later. So you're feeling the grief, but you're finding the healing in that resolution there. So when you are experiencing stressful events, you have to find the comfort and healing where you can. Job loss. Well, you have lost your job and you're stressed out about it. You are filled with anxiety about it. You're filled with depression about it. Well, to be honest, I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to feel stressed out about it. And you allow yourself to feel those emotions, but then you find some kind of healing from it. You find some kind of good from it. Well, I lost my job, but what can I take that is good from this situation? Maybe I wasn't meant to be on this particular job because this particular job wasn't right for me spiritually. Maybe the universe has something better planned for me, and maybe that's what I need to be looking towards. So you find the good in a bad situation, and that good will heal you from the stress, from the anxiety, from the depression. You find the healing that can come from that bad situation. Maybe you're sitting down and you're thinking about the pros and the cons of you losing that job, and you'll find that the pros greatly outweigh the cons. So, in these stressful life events, you have to find the good in it. The things that can make you heal from the stress and the anxiety and the depression that you're feeling. Okay. The same thing with relationship difficulties. You find the good in those difficult. Why am I having these difficulties? Is it because I am not spiritually aligned with this person? Is it because the universe is indirectly trying to tell me that this is not the person that I need to be aligned with spiritually? Or maybe is it something that I need to talk to this person about? Maybe we need to sit down and communicate as to ways where we can overcome these difficulties so that we can emotionally and spiritually be on the same wavelength. So even in a situation of relationship difficulties, which is a bad situation, you're looking for the good that can come out of that bad situation. You're looking for the good in the terms of solutions, in the terms of healing. Well, how can I heal from these difficulties that I am experiencing in this relationship? I can heal by communicating with the person I'm having relationship difficulties with. I can heal by understanding that the reason why I'm having these difficulties is because I'm not emotionally and spiritually aligned with this person, and I'm not meant to align with them. You have to really look for the good in a bad situation. And if you sit down and really think about the bad situation that you're going through, there is something good that's inside of that bad situation. You just have to look for it and pull it out. You have to look for the healing that can come from that bad situation. And it is there. You just have to look for it and pull it out. And when you do, that can help you to overcome the stress, the anxiety, and the depression. Are you following what I'm saying? Substance abuse. That is also a cause of clinical and situational depression and anxiety. And solutions to that: if you are an alcoholic, go to AA meetings. Find an AA meeting, find a rehab center, and go there and learn how to overcome that addiction to alcohol. The same thing with drugs. Rehab, and go there faithfully. Because alcohol and drug use, that comes from the Archons to fill your ISB up with all types of poison that lowers your frequency, which allows them, the Archons, Enki and Marduk, to feed. So you're trying to kick that out of you, that addiction out of you, so that you're not feeding Enki, Marduk, and the Archons. So you have the alcohol and the drug addiction, so you're going to rehab. You're going to AA meetings. Okay. Aside from that, there's self-guided and guided hypnotherapy, and I'm telling you, it works. I had a aunt, and she was oh my God, she would smoke 4 or 5 packs a day, and she went to a hypnotherapist, and she went under hypnotherapy, and it worked because she hasn't smoked in 25 years. It worked. So if it can work for cigarettes, it can work for drugs, it can work for alcohol alongside the rehab. So hypnotherapy, if you can afford to go to a therapist and go through guided hypnotherapy, that's good. If you cannot afford a therapist and you can't afford to go to rehab, and if there are no free AA meetings that you can find, self-guided hypnotherapy. You can go online and find self-guided hypnotherapy videos and audio tapes that you can listen to, and you have to listen to it on the regular until you find yourself clean from those addictions. And I'm telling you, these are things that can be effective, but you have to put in the work. If you don't put in the work, it's not going to work for you. Meditations and affirmations, they help with that as well. I used to be someone, and I know this is kind of a mild addiction, but still, it was an addiction for me. I used to be a coffee addict. I used to drink about 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day. 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day. Oh, yes. And when I didn't have coffee, the headaches I would receive, bad. So what I decided to do was I went online and I looked up affirmations that helps with coffee addiction. I'm telling you, I did. You may laugh, but I did. And I listened to them for 3 months straight. And to this day, I am glad to say I only have 1 cup of coffee a day. It worked. It worked. But I had to put in the work. And so affirmations can help with drug and alcohol abuse, but not by itself. You can't just use affirmations by itself when it comes to drug and alcohol abuse. You're going to have to get in with some either rehab or AA, with alcoholics AA meetings, but with the with alcohol addiction AA meetings, but with drug addiction, you're going to have to go to rehab. You're going to have to go to rehab. If you are addicted to heroin or cocaine, yeah, you're going to have to go to rehab. But alongside rehab meditations, affirmations, and even guided hypnotherapy. They can work alongside of the rehab, and it can just be a wonderful, wonderful, effective game changer. Okay. Prescription drugs, they can cause depression and anxiety. Now, this is where I have to say, you have to really be careful about what medications your doctor gives you. When your doctor gives you a medication, before you take it, look at the side effects. Look up what side effects that medication causes, and look up complaints about the medication. And if you see a lot of complaints or complaints, period, about how the medication causes anxiety symptoms, depression symptoms, that's not the medication you want to take. I'm telling you. Because a couple of years back, and I don't really like talking about this a lot, but I had a friend who was taking a prescribed antidepressant for insomnia. And before she began taking this antidepressant, she was just as lively and never had any depression issues, never had any anxiety, none of that. It's just that she had insomnia quite often. And her doctor put her on an antidepressant. And gradually I noticed, and her husband noticed, and several of her family members, they noticed that she began to change. She began to be very, very dark and deep into depression. And she began to talk about suicide this and suicide that. And unfortunately, she acted on her talkings one day. And we all knew it was a medication that did it to her. And so these medications, they can cause you to be depressed, to be filled with anxiety, whereas before you started taking the medication, you didn't have that. So this is why you have to be very, 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 very careful with what medications the doctor give you. Hey, I am one, this is just me, I am one who's all about natural medicine. The cold doesn't need doctor medicine. You can treat it with home remedies. The flu, the same thing. Bronchitis, the same thing. Now, I understand there are some illnesses and diseases that cannot be treated naturally, but there are a hell of a lot of them that can. A hell of a lot of them that can. Arthritis, you don't need pills. High blood pressure, no, you don't need pills. You just need to change your diet, and you need to do this herbal home remedy and that home remedy. That's just my belief. Now, you all can do whatever you want, but that's my belief. I don't like taking a lot of pharmaceutical drugs for pains. I don't even like taking a lot of over-the-counter drugs for pain. Before I get a Tylenol, I will slice a potato in half, put both sides of that potato on both sides of my head, and within about 30 minutes to an hour, my headache is gone. I like to do things like that before I run to the pills, but that's just me. But if you're going to take these pills, whether it be over the counter or prescribed, because you have a lot of over the counter pills that can cause things too, you better research what you're taking, because a lot of them can cause suicidal tendencies, anxiety, depression, even mood changes. Let's not forget comedian Phil Hartman. His wife was on, I can't remember, but Prozac, and Prozac mixed with her drug taking was what caused her to take Phil Hartman's life. So, and Prozac was a big factor. Drugs was too, but it was the Prozac. So, when you get these prescription drugs, when you get drugs, period, prescription, over the counter, research the side effects, research into the complaints about it, because a lot of times you're depressed, you are feeling anxiety, what are you taking? What medicines are you taking? Okay. Social factors. Loneliness, being in unsupportive situations. This can be fixed. Number one, if you are lonely, you have to learn how to enjoy your own company. And you can do this. It took a few of my family members a while to learn how to do this, but they were able to successfully do this. You don't have to be lonely if you get used to being your own company. Because I'm telling you, you have a lot of people who have friends and they are constantly around their friends, and these are the same friends who will stab them in their backs without hesitation. So, you know, you being alone, a lot of times you better think of that as a gift, because you could have friends and your friends could stab you in the back. There is a report in the news now of these friends who set one of their friends on fire. And if I'm not mistaken, in the video of this happening, the friends who set this one friend on fire, they're laughing about it. You see? So you being alone and not having friends, you better count that as a gift, because in today's world, friends can get you killed. Friends can betray you. So you need to learn how to enjoy being your own friend. You need to learn how to enjoy your own company alone. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't make friends. Yes, go out there and try to make friends, but be careful when you do so. But if you are finding it hard to make friends, and as such, you are finding yourself spending time alone, how you can cope with that is being able to enjoy being alone. I can go to the restaurant and have a full meal all by myself. I don't need anybody with me. I can go, and I have done that. Other times I've been with family and friends, but there have been times when I've gone to the restaurant and had a meal all by myself. Same thing with the movies. There have been times when I've spent an entire Saturday and Sunday and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all by myself. And I'm fine with that, because I have gotten to enjoy my own company when I cannot be around others because maybe others have other plans. So that's how you can cure loneliness. You cure loneliness by training yourself to enjoy being your own company by yourself. When you cannot achieve, making friends or being around others that you would like to be around oftentimes or all the time. Once you learn how to enjoy your own company alone, once you learn how to enjoy being by yourself, you will never feel that loneliness. I'm telling you, you won't. Because I have a cousin who, she has no friends. She has no friends. Her parents died in a car accident when she was very little. She was raised by her grandmother until she turned to be 19 years old, and then her grandmother passed. She got the house. She has no significant other. She is by herself. I mean, we call and visit sometimes, but she lives out in the boonies, so we can't visit all the time. But majority of the time, it's just her going to work and back home. And then when she's not working, she oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes, from what she tells us, she goes to the movies. Maybe she'll go out to the restaurant, but she's doing that alone. And years back, I used to ask her before I got into spirituality, "Don't you feel lonely?" And she was like, "No, because I enjoy my own company. I enjoy being by myself. I am my own company." It's a spiritual solitude thing that you have to just get into. And I couldn't understand it at the time, but I understand it now. She enjoyed her own company, and she did try to make friends here and there, but in the little town that she lived in, everybody was like 60 years of age and older, and she didn't want to move because she liked the town. She liked the smallness of the town. And so, she didn't really, it wasn't easy for her to make friends, to find that camaraderie that she could often be around. So she learned to be her own friend. She learned to love being by herself. And so that's what you can overcome. That's how you can overcome loneliness. You have to learn how to turn that loneliness into an enjoyment of being by yourself. Now, if you happen to find a friend or friends, that's good. That's a great thing. But just in case if that friend or those friends go away, you have to know how to enjoy being by yourself. Because there's going to come a time in your life where you're going to be by yourself. You're not going to have those friends or that friend. You're not going to have those family members. It's just going to be you. And if you don't know how to go through that, how to deal with that, it's going to be a terrible thing for you. So loneliness comes from people not knowing how to enjoy their own company, not knowing how to be fine with just themselves, and them. Okay? There are websites online that you can go to, videos that you can watch that teaches you how to overcome loneliness by being able to enjoy your own company, by being able to enjoy being by yourself. Okay? Unsupportive situations. If you know you are in an unsupportive situation, whether it be with your significant other or a friend group, then you move yourself from that unsupportive situation. If you are with a bunch of friends, whereas every time you have something happy happen to you and you share with your friend group, and your friend group, they don't support you by congratulating you or anything like that, then those aren't the friends you want to be around. You have to remove yourself from those unsupportive situations. That's how you overcome that. Be with those who are only going to support you when good things happen to you. Who are going to support you when you're feeling down. I have a friend, and whenever I am feeling down, she is there to support me. I mean, with her words, she's there. She's an emotional support. When something good happens to me, I can tell it to her, and she will support me with congratulations and celebrations. That's the type of friend you need to have. That's the type of family member that you need to have around you. If they aren't like that, then you need to remove yourself from them. You don't want to be around people who are unsupportive of you. If you have an idea, and it is a logical idea and not some stupid idea like, hey, let's go and stand on the train tracks until a train comes, not something like that. But if it's if it is a truly good idea, a constructive idea, you want that friend, you want that family member, you want that significant other who is going to support you in that idea, with that idea. And if they're not doing that, then you need to remove yourself from them. That's how you overcome unsupportive situations. Okay? I'll end with this. You have people who have thoughts in their minds. You're nothing. You're a loser. No one cares about you. No one will ever care about you. No one will ever accept you or like you. So why do you even bother? You're a loser. You're a nobody. You have to understand, when you have thoughts like that, those thoughts are coming from the Archons. Those thoughts are coming from the Archons to make you feel that way. Because once you feel that way, your anxiety will go up and your depression will go up. And what comes from those two factors are Lush energy, which feeds the Archons and Enki and Marduk. I am telling you right now, to everyone listening to my voice, you are not a nobody. You're not a loser. You're not a nothing. And you may not realize it, but there is someone out there who cares about you. They may not even know your name, but they know that, hey, there's someone out there who thinks that no one cares about them. That's the person I care about. You do have someone who cares about you. You may not know them personally, but they do. You may not be accepted by a lot of these people out here. But who would want to be? And I'm going to share with you this video clip I saw online of this guy saying something similar to this. And when he said this, I thought it was so on point. When people say, I'm not accepted by anyone in this world, who would want to be? I mean, let's think about it. Look who you're trying to be accepted by. People who are out here faking it on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, pretending like they have the most beautiful, rich life, and they don't. People who are judging others based off of political reasons, racial reasons, people who aren't even happy with their own lives. They can't pay their own bills, they can't pay their rent, their mortgage, they got shitty ass jobs that they don't want to be on, and this is who you want to be accepted by? Please. You are pressing over nothing. Because let me tell you something, I'm not accepted by a whole hell of a lot of people. Here I am, someone on YouTube who talks about the reincarnation trick. And you know that the big name people who talk about the reincarnation trick. And I'm not accepted by any of them. Do you think I give a damn? I don't care. I don't need to be accepted by them because I know who I am. I know that I am great anyway. And by me knowing I am great anyway, that allows me to not give a damn about being accepted by them. You have to understand, if they don't accept you, it's probably a good thing. They probably don't accept you because they don't know how to handle. They don't know how to handle a strong, good spirit like yourself. They don't know how to handle a strong, good soul like yourself. So because they don't know how to handle you, they don't want to accept you. And so you need to look at non-acceptance as a good thing, because bad is not going to accept good. Shitty is not going to accept good. Miserable is not going to accept good. So if they don't accept you, count it as a good thing. They don't accept you because maybe you're better than they are spiritually, and they know it, and they are intimidated by it, so they don't accept you. When you have thoughts of, they don't like me, so I wouldn't care about that. Do you know how many people don't like me? And I mean, I have plenty of people who don't like me. Even a lot of these people who talk on the reincarnation trap on social media. I know they don't like me. Do you think I give a shit? I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because I have looked at that as a positive. They don't like me because they see that I have something in me that they don't have in themselves, and it's envy. So that's how you have to look at it. When you have thoughts in your mind of they don't like you, you need to say out loud, well, good, I don't like them either. That's what you have to say. You have to talk back to those negative thoughts, because if you let those negative thoughts fester in your mind, what's going to happen is those thoughts are going to fester, and then eventually it's going to bring out in you anxiety and depression and low self-esteem. And that's not what you want, because that's low vibrational energy, which turns into Lush, which feeds Enki, Marduk, and the Archons. So what if people don't like you? So what? There was a celebrity, I don't know who, his name, Bernie Mac, that's it. Bernie Mac used to say all the time, I don't care if you don't like me, Bernie Mac don't give a fuck. And he didn't. And there were a lot of people who didn't like Bernie Mac, like Steve Harvey. But why didn't Steve Harvey like Bernie Mac? Because Steve Harvey was jealous of Bernie Mac. Because ain't nobody checking for no damn Steve Harvey. This big lip country ass man. Ain't nobody stepped in. Nobody's checking for him. So he was jealous of Bernie. So he didn't like Bernie Mac. Do you think Bernie Mac cared? No. Because Bernie Mac knew, oh, he don't like me because he's jealous. That's good. One thing comedian Cat Williams once said, he said it several times, if you don't have haters, then you're doing something wrong. If you have everyone liking you, then something is wrong with you. Because you know you're doing something right when you have people who don't like you. You know you're doing something right when you have people who don't accept you. That means you're doing something right. So when you have those thoughts, nobody likes you. Nobody will ever accept you. That's when you need to say right then and there, hey, I don't care if no one likes me. Hey, I don't care if no one accepts me. That must mean I'm doing something right. You are letting the Archons know your thoughts are not going to work in my mind. And then after you say those things, that's when you start thinking in your mind, hey, you know what? I like myself. That's all that matters. I accept myself. That's all that matters. You are putting into your mind the good thoughts, the positive thoughts to combat those negative thoughts. That's how you have to do it. You're not a loser. The universe did not bring forth into the universe parts of itself that is a loser. No one is a loser, well, except the elite. But none of you all who are not the elite, you're not losers. So stop thinking that you are. I see the videos all the time on TikTok. I'm a loser. What you are doing is you are putting into yourself low negative vibrational frequency. That's causing the archons that are around you to get stronger and causing you yourself to be weaker emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Stop that. You're not a loser. And this is where these thoughts are coming from. I used to say, I don't say it as much, and I think I should start back saying it all the time. You all out there, you are more powerful than you can ever imagine. You are so powerful, but you have to believe that. It can't just be me or those like me saying it. You have to believe it for yourself. Because these thoughts, they will come in. And when these thoughts come in, that's when the depression comes in. That's when the anxiety comes in. And so to stop that anxiety, to stop that depression, kick those thoughts out of your mind by bringing into yourself counteractive thoughts. And the counteractive thoughts that you're bringing in are thoughts that go against what has been put into you. You're a loser? No, I'm not. I'm not a loser. I'm a winner. I'm a winner every single day. And even when I leave this realm, I'm going to still be a winner. No one likes you. Again, what'd you say? I don't care about anyone liking me. Hey, that must mean I'm doing something right. Dislike going. Everybody hates you. I don't care about everybody hating me. Number one, I know that's not true. But number two, even if everybody did, so what? That must mean I'm doing something right. Hate on me, haters. That's how you have to be. That's how you have to be, because if you're not like that, I'm telling you, this world with all of the Archon possessed people in it, and the Archons themselves, and Enki and Marduk, they will chew you up and spit you out. You have to be your own cheerleader. When those thoughts come in, you know they aren't true. I don't give a damn how people treat you. Fuck them. Excuse my language. Fuck them. If you are in school and you have people sit up there treating you bad because they're in their cliques and you're not in their clique, fuck them. Sit by yourself and be your own company. You have to do this because Enki, Marduk, and the Archons, they will do this. They will input into you thoughts to make you feel like you aren't shit. One last thing I do want to say from this video. I see people saying all the time on social media, I'm no one's favorite friend. So what? Or I'm no one's favorite person. Number one, that's a lie. Yes, you are. You are the universe's favorite person. The universe is crazy about you because you came from the universe. So you are someone's favorite person. You may not be someone's favorite person down here, but who cares about the people down here? You are someone's favorite person. And if you're not someone's favorite person down here, so what? Look at these people down here. If these people aren't even happy with their own damn lives, you are so pressed about them, fuck them. I don't care about being anybody's favorite person down here. These people don't mean shit to me. I mean, I mean these people who are spiritually blind. These people don't mean shit to me. So you have to get beyond that, because if you don't, you are going to be in a constant state of depression and anxiety. You are someone's favorite person. You are the universe's favorite person. And as long as the universe considers you its favorite, that is the greatest thing ever. So I'm telling you, it's what you say and it's what you think that allows you to have the power. It really is. It allows you to have the power. And even I want to say this too. I want to say, stop people pleasing. A lot of you all, you do this because of your feelings of depression and low self-esteem. And when you people please, what you are doing, you are feeding the archons as well. Because when you people please, you are being someone who you're not, just to please a certain person or people. And fakery is another thing that is of loose vibrational energy, because you're not being your authentic self. You're being a fake version of yourself. Stop people pleasing. If that person or those people are not comfortable with being around you as your authentic self, then they don't deserve to be around you. Because your authentic self, your positive authentic self. Now, if your authentic self is something like a murderer or a Satanist or something like that, then no. But if your authentic self is a self that is positive and that is good, and someone or a group of people, they don't accept that, then they don't deserve to be around you. Don't change who you are to please a person or a group of people. Again, fuck them. Fuck them. Then they don't deserve to be around you, because I'm never going to change who I am. Either you accept me or you don't. Bye. Later. Because I am who I am. What I am is what I am. Okay? In the words of Aretha Franklin's song, what I am is what I am. So this is how you have to be. You have to stop people pleasing. Be true to who you are. See, you have to really learn how to protect yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Because if you don't, this world and the people in it will eat you up and chew you out. I will end with this last few tidbits of information. A couple of days ago, actress, author, and producer Kelly Williams appeared on this news show called The Good Word. Now, if you don't know who Kelly Williams is, she is a woman who played the role of Laura on the 90s show Family Matters. And now Family Matters was, 20, 30 years ago, if not more. Kelly Williams, she, doesn't look like the teenage Laura Winslow that she was on that show. Of course, that was 20, 30 years ago. But she still looks damn good. Well, she appeared on this show, The Good Word, and in the comment section of that video, you had people saying, "Oh my God, is that really Laura? God, she looks bad. She, the clothes she got on it, yeah." Now, these are people who are just totally criticizing everything about this woman, and this woman is on this show to talk about positivity. And yes, she's a Christian, and yes, she talked about her Christianity, but she's talking about positive things that relate to her. But all in the comment section, you got people criticizing her for how she looks and all of that. Now, I'm sure Kelly Williams saw the comments and said, "I don't give a damn. Well, I don't care." Well, she doesn't curse. I don't care. I am who I am. And she's going to keep stepping on and keeping on. Because the things those people are saying about her, they don't define who she is. And so you'll have people who will say things about you. "Oh, you ugly. No, she not good looking. Or he not good looking at all. Damn, your nose is big. Your eyes is big. You got a big forehead. You got a big face. Oh, she could stand to lose a few pounds, or she could stand to gain a few pounds, or he could stand to gain a few pounds, or he could stand to lose a few pounds." You can't let what people say about you hurt you. They're saying those things because the Archons, I'm telling you, Archons can get inside of people to make them say things about you and to you to bring down your frequency. So that, again, loose energy can come and they can feed. Fuck what people, excuse my language, fuck what people say about you and to you. You know who you are. If you look in the mirror, this is one thing I like about, there's a singer called India Ari, and she came out with a song. The song that she makes is about her being happy with who she is when she looks in the mirror. And so when you look in the mirror, you have to be happy with who you are. The hell with what people say to you and about you that's negative. They're saying that because they're hoping that you will take what they say and you will begin to feel depressed and sad and feel anxiety and feel less about yourself, which will bring down your vibration, which will feed others. And the others being Enki and Marduk and the Archons. The hell with what people say to you. Screw them. People have said a lot of things about me. I don't give a shit what you say about me because I know who I am. I am a beautiful biracial woman. So I don't care because you're not going to get what the Archons are using you to get from me. And this is how you have to be. This is how you have to live life down here. Because in this prison planet world here, people in this world will chew you up and spit you out. So this is why meditation and affirmations work wonders with thoughts that you may have about yourself and low self-esteem. This is why every AM when I arise, I say affirmations, and the affirmations remind me of who I am and of how powerful I am, so that when I step outside of my home, I know that I'm going to be like a sheep among wolves, but I am already mentally and spiritually ready because I have done my listening of the affirmations that has boosted me up. And this is what you have to do. You have to speak to those negative thoughts that are coming to you. Speak out against them. So, and then again, meditation. And then for those who are addicted to this and that, there is rehab. There are AA groups. There are hypnotherapy treatments. You have to put in the work to get rid of the causes of your anxiety and your depression. Because if you don't put in the work, you're going to always have them. You're going to always have anxiety. You're going to always have depression until you put in the work to get rid of those factors. And they can be gotten rid of. It can be gotten rid of. You just have to put in the work to do it. And once you put in the work to do it and it's done, you don't have to worry about the Archons or Enki or Marduk feeding off of anything from you, because you have healed yourself and you have protected yourself from their feeding attacks. So this is what I wanted to say. Leave your thoughts below about all of this, your comments about all of this. And once again, I do want you all to know, you all out there, you are powerful. Never, ever doubt that. And when I say that, I'm not just saying that just to be saying it. I really mean that. You are special and you are powerful. And you have to remember that and know that every single day. This is the Afterlife discussion. Thank you all for listening. Until next time.
Why do you even care about fitting in? Sure, if we lived in a society of like jacked, Giga Chad, rich, handsome, intelligent people, then sure, care about fitting in. But we don't. We live in a society of fat, depressed, broke, miserable people who spend a third of their life working at a job that they hate, then they come home to a marriage that they don't really want to be in, eating food that's going to bring them to an early grave, watching other people on a screen live the life that they want to live. Are these the people that you want to fit in with? You really care about gaining these people's respect? In the society we currently live in, I would do everything I can to be the weirdest person there. I would try to be the complete opposite. I would do nothing that they do, take none of their advice, don't listen to any of them, and go off and live my life and try to find people who are actually living a meaningful existence.